All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the Tristate Sit Down Podcast.
How we doing?
So we got Jack up on the top right corner, got Gabby on the
we
top
good?
left corner, we got David on the bottom left, and I'm Ethan. Unfortunately, I do not have a webcam, so I cannot show myself. I know,
I'm prepared.
big shame, right?
I'm prepared.
Big
Like
shame.
Islanders
I'm
for the
prepared.
playoffs.
Come on. Oh, jeez.
So we're going to be covering 3 topics today. Number 1, the Coyotes' final game and their move to Salt Lake City. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Eastern Conference Wildcard race and how that ended and how controversial it was.
Yeah.
And finally, the preview for each Stanley Cup Playoff Series Round 1 as of April 18th before the game started. So, really quickly, anybody have any words to say before we get started?
I hate Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa for us is we don't like Tampa. As a Ranger fan and as a
I'm a
Panthers
Florida Panthers fan.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, none of us in here like Tampa, so yeah, if you're from Tampa and you're a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, just politely
Go home.
screw off. Just kidding,
home.
just kidding.
Just kidding. All love. But anyway, let's get
Go to the
started.
box, please.
All right, so the
Jesus.
Arizona Coyotes played their last game yesterday at Mullet Arena.
That shit was so sad.
That's so
Nothing,
sad.
I was so sad.
nothing
Like,
has been official yet, but actually, I just got a source from a tweet from Pierre LeBrun saying the Board of Governors call just wrapped up, and sources say yes to the vote on the Coyotes' sale and relocation to Salt Lake City. So the Coyotes are officially going to Salt Lake City.
Oh,
listen, it was bound to happen. IFP. All right. Here's the thing about Arizona. It's not a hockey city. It's not a hockey state. Well, Arizona's not a state. It's a city. It's a state. My bad. But it's not. It's you're in the middle of a desert, and let's be honest, the Coyotes haven't shown that they deserve to be there. I mean, yes, they've had a somewhat decent season. I'm not going to say great. I'm not going to say amazing. I'm not going to say exceptional. Decent is what I'm going to put it at. They beat some good teams. They did semi well. I'm not going to go all out on them because they haven't won a cup. One was the last time we were in the playoffs.
And 2020
Exactly.
in the bubble. And then before that, it was 2012 when they had the Cinderella run to the Western Conference Final, where they eventually lost to the champion LA Kings.
And look what happened with the Kings that year. But
Mm-hmm.
again, you're also factoring this. They played in a college arena, which
Yes.
isn't exactly easy. And like I have a friend there right now she gets discounts to go. They don't fill up seats. No matter they really don't. I've asked her, I'm like, the one time they filled up seats was guess who was there? Anyone?
The Rangers.
Columbus and that, or the Rangers.
The Rangers.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased. I'm saying that because of statistically, most of our fan base, Islanders, Panthers even, we
Yeah.
fill up stadiums.
Yeah, Panthers have really. And I'm getting to that here.
And I could say that at the Devils game this season. I went to the one back in November. It was a sea of blue. Most of the time, it's a sea of blue, especially this entire season. I mean, God help the Devils, but you get the point. If you can't fill up a stadium, why are you proposing this proposal to build a giant stadium in the middle of Scottsdale when A, the mayor hates it, and B, who's gonna go to it? And they don't even want it there.
Yeah.
Like,
So really quickly, I just want to touch on how it got to this point. So originally they were playing in Phoenix at America West Arena. They had an ownership change, and that ownership had land in Scottsdale. Scottsdale didn't work out. They made the playoffs 1 year, and obviously, you saw how good that crowd was. They were killer. Yeah, they were a killer crowd.
The whiteout. It was
But-
loud in there.
But the big thing is you're moving away from the fan base by moving to Scottsdale. Plus,
Yeah.
the Coyotes, they just haven't been good. So you're not really giving your fans a chance to cheer for your team. So with multiple bad ownerships and the fact that the team wasn't just not good at all, it's sad. And I know that Arizona, it may not be the best fit for a hockey city, but they got fans. And I got to give it
They
to
have
them.
fans. They have fans. I mean, did you see the video? They were chanting Salt Lake sucks.
Yeah, they were.
The entire arena was chanting Salt Lake sucks.
Yep.
They clearly have fans. It just took a situation that's
Yeah.
not exactly a good situation. Well, it depends who you ask, but a situation that's causing their team to go to Salt Lake City.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just think it's just sad. It's just sad seeing that. Even if it, obviously, we have bigger fan bases and this will never happen, but, if any of our teams had to, completely relocate like that, riots. They would not get away with that. That would never
Oh, yeah,
happen.
no.
Team would probably buy the whole MSG store if the Rangers ever moved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. I do the same thing. This is a topic that does kind of hit home for me because as everybody here knows, my favorite team is the Florida Panthers, and we're based out of Sunrise. And I can tell you this, as a Miami sports fan, they don't fill up arenas or they don't fill up stadiums very well. I went to a Miami Hurricanes college football game. They played a SEC school. Keep in mind, SEC, top-level college football school.
And they couldn't even
But
sell out.
college sport. Yeah, they couldn't even sell out. And it's very crazy that
Yeah.
and it still gives me shakes that Arizona moved because it's to be like, oh boy. And I remember when they were Panther talks to Quebec. I remember that. And I still worry about that, even if the Panthers, as good as they are right now, as much as they've gone to 2 Stanley Cup finals. Yes, I've been to the arena. It's in a great place, and I'm going to tell you why. Down in Miami, I-95 is an absolute bumper to bumper from Miami to West Palm Beach. It's how it is down there. With fans of the Panthers, Sunrise, where the arena is way out west. So you go I-75, you could go all the way up into Sunrise, avoid I-95, and 595 and all this other stuff. And you can be at the arena. That's how the Panthers get their fans from Miami and Fort Lauderdale and West Palm Beach even. That's how they get those fans, is by placing in the arena. The arena's in a perfect place. And I've had thoughts before, what if the arena moved downtown Fort Lauderdale? I actually don't think it would go as well.
That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, it would be a nightmare. And it freaks me out that they relocated the Coyotes. What if that were to happen to the Panthers? I remember back in the day, Florida was not a very well wanted to be placed for hockey. It was a retirement home. It was retirement. For example, you get Nate guys like Roberto Luongo, who was really good. You get guys like Jovanovski, Tim Thomas, for example, that era. And you're going to see that they're all out of their prime. And this is when the team sucked. This is when they would sell ticket bundles for $20 and they give you free parking. That ain't the case anymore. The Panthers have solidified themselves. Ever since they drafted Alexander Barkov all the way back in 2013, Barkov has single-handedly changed that franchise forever, and it would pain me. It would make me cry, and I don't even live in Florida if the Panthers ever relocated. And this is home for me because the Coyotes have always been a team I've liked at heart. I love the Kachina. It's very cool. I've even wanted to go out to a Coyotes game. I wanted to go out west. And to see this happen to this type of team is very sad.
No,
and
it is.
And like I said, you go into the fact Arizona has fans. If you don't think that, Florida has fans. Are they bandwagoners? Oh, yeah. But here's the thing.
So are New
In the playoffs, right?
Well,
no matter what, though, you guys will always...
Tampa's the worst. Tampa's the worst with bandwagons.
Yeah,
they are.
Tampa is, yes. I mean, the Buccaneers are good this year, and they still made the playoffs, and that place is sold out, even without Brady, and instead brought Baker Mayfield, which that's a small story for a different day.
That's true.
But anyway, that's for a different day. But even the Dolphins, it's like, yeah, they fill up the stadium, and you know what that does? I mean, yeah, you have Tua, you have Tyreek Hill, they still can't get over the hump, and you know how much ticket prices are? $300.
Yeah,
I'm promised. I can back this up.
Yeah. Nah, you're
because
right.
I want to go to a game this year, but it's crazy. And all I'm going to say is I'm excited to see what the Panthers do in these 2024 playoffs. It's been a great run being a fan of this team. I lived down there when they sucked, and then now that I move up here, they're probably the greatest franchise in Miami sports. So that's all I got.
Cause and effect.
Anybody?
Bad luck charm.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's nice.
Just kidding.
Anybody want to go off of that?
No, like you're saying, like we go to Penn State. So Gabby and I go to Penn State. Our football games are unlike anything I've ever been to. They're crazy. The whiteout, Michigan versus Ohio State, Michigan versus Penn State, Ohio State versus Penn State. I might have just said that twice. I don't know, but to me, it's just sad seeing that because they have such a dedicated fan base. And listen, getting Penn State tickets for football games is near impossible if you're a student. They screw you over. I've gotten screwed over a lot to the point where I've almost smashed my phone. And that's a different story for another day. But it's just sad to see such a fan base so upset over this. And then just to see their Coyotes go straight to Salt Lake City, which again, nothing against Salt Lake City. They have a good fans apparently, I hear. But it's just sad to see.
Look, if they're as dedicated as Jack, they're breaking their computer right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I'm going to say this: going off the big football fan base stadiums. I live in a big football town. I live in Knoxville, which home to University of Tennessee. I've been to a game at Neyland Stadium. It was against UConn. The place was sold out. The place was loud.
UConn's crazy when it comes to that stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, no.
So loud.
But it was still UConn. It wasn't like they played Alabama, Florida, or Georgia. If they would have sold them out, I remember. And I remember this. This town was buzzing. Back in 2022 when Tennessee beat Florida and Alabama at Neyland, that place was buzzing. That Knoxville was a great place to be. It was really cool, but that's a whole another story for a different day. And yeah, but this just reminds me though, but American sports fans are just some of the most passionate in the league, and you take anything away from them, and they're gonna go riot. You know, it's a very sensitive topic. Don't know if I described it right, but
just speaking of American sport, think of what happened with Saquon and the Giants. I mean, when it was announced the Eagles were acquiring him, I was pissed off myself. I'm a Giants fan myself. It's painful, but I think we're going to do pretty well this season with all the trades we made. But anywho, but just seeing Saquon go to the Eagles was rough. I know my friend burnt his jersey, but okay.
Well, you know what? Hang on. Since you're doing the Saquon thing, you know what we could compare that with Gabby and I.
What?
John Tavares
John
going
Tavares.
to the John Tavares going to the Maple Leafs, and I know Gabby, you still got a few things to say about that. So
I have in my room, or not in my room anymore, but it's like in like a closet in my house. I still have the poster that I love John Tavares. I was like, that was like my first year really like getting into hockey, like super learning it, finally understanding it. And he was like my guy. And I had a poster of him. And then when he left, not only did my young self cry, but I ended up drawing on the poster. I gave him like little devil horns. I gave him like a goatee. I gave him a tail. And I wrote traitor really big across the whole poster. And it is still in my household, and I'll never forgive him.
Holy shit.
yep.
Okay.
Like the
And
pain.
okay, John Tavares was a star because he was on the Islanders. You see how like kind of like he's just another like good player on the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're playing with Austin Matthews, you're playing with Mitch Marner. You're just another guy. You were only a star because you were on our shitty team. Come on.
I mean,
That's
to
awesome.
give the guy credit, he does have 1,000 points, and he does have a very great career. I mean, I was a season ticket holder throughout my entire childhood. I stopped being a season ticket holder after the first year at the Barclays Center, and now that I'm in college, I can't go to games, especially being down in Florida. But despite his decision, I still got a lot of respect for him because he gave me a great childhood watching him when I was learning the game, and yeah, just want to throw that out there. Like, we still got to give him some of the respect that he has given to our organization, even though it ended a lot dirtier than we wanted it to.
I can say this also myself. I can relate to this with the Jonathan Huberdeau trade. I mean, what came out of that trade was exceptional, but I remember growing up hearing about Huberdeau and Barkov, and like they were like two childhood assets. I mean, I didn't really watch hockey in Florida, but I remembered them, and they were known, like they were talked about, and to see him get traded was crazy. Like, I never thought they would trade him, but after that 2022 Lightning series where we got swept 4-0, they had to do something, and they later did, and we all know what that is now. So,
okay, but here's the thing. You got Matthew Tkachuk in return, but okay, here you can't really compare the Tavares thing to Huberdeau because Huberdeau was a trade. You got a massive return in your favor.
Yeah.
Tavares left our organization. He left our organization. Huberdeau didn't have a choice. He wanted to stay in Florida. He loved Florida. And you know what?
Oh, I know.
Just to add something with the Islanders, I feel like you've got... This is another thing. Panarin's another situation with that. I mean, you guys offered him a lot of... How much did you offer him again?
I think we offered him like 13 mil.
And he still went to the Rangers. I think we're paying... How much are we paying? Like
11 mil.
Well, 11 mil?
I'm pretty sure it's 11 mil.
I think it's 11 mil. I think it's 11 mil now. It is. But still, it's like... It's crazy. That's crazy. Like, and you guys offered him more than we did.
That happens to us, more. That's happened to us more than once. Like, I'm pretty sure that's happened with a couple like big players. But with the JT thing, like, I don't have any hard feelings. Obviously, as a kid, yes, I was so mad and I was very upset. And do I like him? No, not really. Do I still call him Pajama Boy? Yes, of course.
Well, of course. You're an Islander fan.
But,
I'm an Islander fan. We gotta call him Pajama Boy.
At the end of the day, what he did was fucked up. And yes, he's still a good player. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying he was just so much more of a star on the Islanders because we were so bad. Like if we got if we got him back, he'd still be a superstar with this team that we have now. Like, it's just I don't think he's that special. How did we get here? Weren't we talking about
the Coyotes?
Yeah, like just heartbreak in general when it comes to certain teams.
Real.
And yeah, Jack mentioned Saquon Barkley. That's how we got here.
Oh yeah.
Well, it did have to take. True.
You
But
and
anyway.
Giants.
But yeah, now really quickly back to the Coyotes. Another thing that I just want to cover before we switch topics. All those people who work for that team, they're jobless now. Like, this was their life. Their lives, and now it's gone. So, I feel very bad for them.
You know what was the most sad thing? They brought all the employees on the ice.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It really
Oh, I didn't
shows
see
that. It really shows that they're a family over there, and yeah, it almost made me shed some tears, but yeah,
Oh.
I feel really bad for them.
It is definitely sad. I think that's something that like everyone can agree on. This is not something you want to see happen to any franchise.
Absolutely.
No, it is. It's really sad, and I feel for everyone. I really do. And Rangers, I think a lot of Ranger fans, I think we all can come together and say it's a really sad situation.
Absolutely.
Because I saw what's his face on Minnesota play. I forgot his name. I don't really follow the Coyotes that much, but he was an amazing player. Like watching him play, I think. But it was just amazing watching him, and just then not being able to see that talent anymore there. It just sucks. It's heartbreaking, honestly.
Yeah, and that team is going to pick up very soon.
Yeah.
But anyway, switching topics, moving on to the Eastern Conference Wildcard race. Wow. That was a crazy ending, crazy race. I think we almost got the results we wanted because obviously our Islanders, it really wasn't a race for us. I mean, it was until we started winning again.
Like a week ago.
Yeah.
Like we were still like possible. Like we could have missed the playoffs. Like I think it was a week ago, last week or the week before. Up until then, we could still miss the playoffs, which was crazy. And everybody was hating, bringing on our downfall as per usual. This happens every year. This happens every single year. And then every year we end up making it to the playoffs, barely scraping by, and then we get shit on. So
well, look who you're playing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, the Eastern Conference race, 4 teams: Philadelphia, Detroit, Pittsburgh, and Washington.
What a fucking night. That's all I'm going to say. What a fucking night. The Flyers just pulled the biggest fucking heist of the century. I don't even care what anybody says. They lost, but they pulled the fucking heist of the century.
Yeah, they did.
So did the Caps. I didn't heat for that, but they did. They did. Like, they weren't going to win. They were not going to win. But they eliminated Pittsburgh, Detroit, and who else? Am I missing anyone? Philly. Like,
yeah, and they lost one. Yeah, so Philly was out when Detroit went to overtime. So
yeah,
if
they needed Detroit.
Dude, that Detroit buzzer beater, holy crap! I thought they were gonna get in the playoffs after that. Oh, I still feel heartbroken for Detroit Red Wing fans.
You know, at that buzzer beater, like, yeah, you're thinking, oh, great, they're gonna make the playoffs. But then you forget Washington's playing Philly, and it's at the tail end of that game. So odds are the coaches of the Philadelphia Flyers don't know about the result of the Detroit Red Wings. So what is Torts going to do? He's going to do everything he can to make sure his team he gets to the playoffs. And unfortunately, it had to be him pulling his goalie and getting an extra man out there.
Yeah, no. And speaking of that if the Flyers would have gone to if the Flyers would have gone to overtime and still won, they would have been out. So I can get Torts thinking there.
It's really like. It's like, the Red Wings hit the playoffs. Meanwhile, Tom fucking Wilson is making a fucking joke of the fucking Flyers. Literally down the fucking road.
I hate Tom Wilson so much. I actually
Well,
told my
we have
friend.
to play him. We have to play him.
I know. Well, yeah, because that's what's gonna happen though. Like, hot take: the Rangers are gonna get shit on because the Capitals play a little bit dirty, and then the Rangers are gonna be like,
We can play dirty
I'm
as
sorry.
well.
When I say that, I say Dean. Dean is gonna be like, oh, bad calls by the refs and this and that. Blah, blah, blah.
Hold on.
So,
Renpei and Trouba.
ah,
Well, yeah. Well, we got. I mean, you guys got those guys, but on the topic of Dean, who we will have on the podcast eventually.
Oh God.
oh, what a day!
Yeah.
Can't wait for that one.
I feel like Gabby doesn't want to be here for that.
No, I want to be here for that one. I'm ready.
Oh God.
So
I'm
yeah,
ready.
definitely keep in track with our video / our podcast. So you don't miss out on that. That's gonna be a very fun day. But yeah.
I told my buddy in the beginning of the year when the Flyers were doing like really, really well, I was like, you just wait, because I know that eventually they're gonna fall off and they're gonna choke. Like, I promised him that. And he's been shit talking me all year since the first like 5 or 6 games, because they were the Sharks' first win of the season was them, and then we were the second one. So like that was bad, but shit talking back and forth all season. I knew they would fall off. I knew it. I called it.
But you gotta admit, they had a semi-good season. Like,
Until like a month ago.
all right, a month though, but they still had.
I think that they had a very. I actually was like, I'm gonna eat my words, and then they started falling off, and I was like,
No,
yeah.
I actually thought we were gonna play them. I was like ready for a
So did
fucking
I.
fight between Philly and fucking me, because I go to school with fucking Philly people. We go.
The reason that we snuck in is because the Flyers choked, basically, because the Flyers were in the third spot, I think, or the
No,
second or
they
third
were.
spot.
There was so much going on around that. One, they've gotten that new goalie who is not good, by the way. He's not good. I don't even know what his name is.
Is that the tall guy?
Yes.
The one that's like
Fedotov.
Yeah.
I call him the Walrus from that commercial, that hockey commercial.
I love that commercial.
But no hate though, no hate. But like so much was going on. The coach got ejected one game.
Yeah, against Tampa.
I forgot. Yeah, against Tampa. What was that
That
for?
was hilarious.
What did he do again?
He got mad that they got 2 power plays, scored on both of them, and he raged at the refs and got thrown out.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
Sounds like
But
something
it's-
you would do, David.
No, for real.
That's you, David.
Agreed.
But Philly had it rough. I feel like they do have it rough a lot. I mean, last season was. Last season Philly was. Oh my god.
I mean, to be fair with Philadelphia, they really did exceed expectations. Nobody saw
No, they
them.
did.
No,
Nope.
nobody saw them even making the top 3.
Not even close.
No one even no one even saw them making the playoffs. Well,
No.
I mean, they didn't, but at the same time,
they did, but they were close. They were close.
They
Exactly.
were close.
It wasn't like they weren't in it. They were close. But then a bunch of losses racked up, a bunch of issues on their end racked up, and then look what happened.
That's how it goes.
I mean, for fuck's sake, they gave us a run for their money. For our money, actually. And I can admit that. Like, they gave us such a run for my money that I thought we were going to lose that game. I legitimately thought we were going to lose that game. But
The Islanders gave you a run for your money in like 2 of the games, and then
no,
choked them.
yes.
Three.
Stadium series, for example.
I have PTSD
forbidden.
from it.
That's forbidden.
I have
That's forbidden.
Ethan,
That's a forbidden topic.
Hold
Yes.
on. Ethan, try flying to Atlanta to go see the Peach just to be beat by an SC.
Wait, say that again. You cut out a bit.
Try flying to Atlanta to go see the Peach Bowl and get beaten by an SC.
You went to that?
All right.
I sat in box seats with the CEO of the former CEO
Whoa!
of Mercedes-Benz.
No wonder why they call you the
everything.
CEO of the Rangers.
Well, my dad's the real CEO of the fucking Rangers, but that's a whole different story. But yeah. Yeah, that was probably listen, I had a fun experience. Again, it's all about the experience, but holy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You talk about PTSD, I can one-up you just any day of the week. any day of the week.
Well,
But continue.
I mean,
I can also one
Like-
off Ethan.
like the
Ethan, I was supposed to go with you to the Stadium Series too.
yeah, you were.
That's the funny part. But I thought.
I
I
mean,
thought. Yeah.
the thing that really sucked though is that I came from Daytona Beach to watch it. I freeze my
Oh shit! You flew.
I freeze my ass off, and it was
That's because you're in school. You're also in school.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot.
and it was my birthday. So
Wait,
that was a triple. You know what? I'm gonna get a quadruple
Triple
whammy. I was surrounded by Ranger fans. There was like 1 or 2 Islander fans in my section. I was struggling there, man.
It's always a sea of blue. Always.
Dude, even in Florida, and I almost went to 2 Ranger Panther games, and I'm glad I didn't because I probably would have got my my ass whooped. But also,
not
Boston
exactly.
fans are crazy.
No. I gotta say the
Boston fans are worse than you.
No. You think we're bad? Hudson River rivalry.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna be fair, all New York sports fans suck. It's just
Boston's worse.
it's a literal fact. I mean,
Are we counting you guys? I mean, you guys. Well,
No.
Yeah. Yeah. New York Islanders, New York Rangers. Well, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? I don't
think
think
the Islanders are part of that.
That's fair.
Wasn't the Ranger fan the one to punch somebody in the face like a year or
Yes.
so ago?
yeah, after
Yeah.
after they lost to the Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like David would definitely do the same.
I agree. No, I think
Yeah.
David would run his mouth until he got punched in the face.
I actually
By
almost
me.
got
Probably
into it.
would.
I actually almost got into it with a Devil fan.
I would have
Was
probably
it
about
Ryan?
Ryan the person.
No, Ryan. No, not Ryan. Ryan and I.
Shout out Ryan.
I'm living with him next year. But it was November 18th, 2023. It was at the Prudential Center, and I had my Patrick Kane jersey on, and I was walking around. This guy is a little out of it. He's just walking behind me. Says, "You guys suck. You suck. You haven't won a cup since '94. Take in mind, I'm just walking. I just got up to just take a little walk because I do that during the in between periods. Like, and I'm like, buddy, you're drunk. You're drunk. Get some water. And he's like, what the fuck you just say to me? I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to help you. Like, chill. Like, come on. Listen, everyone's fan base is different. That's just my experience. That's just what I think. No hate towards Devils fans. It's just that's my experience. That's only not that way. That's just my experience. And I've had good experiences with Islander fans as well, too.
Pretty much any Islander game I go, like any game that I go to. One time I had to go, the game that we all went to because our whole friend group wanted to go, but we weren't gonna get. There was literally like 10 of us at that game, and some of us were going with our family, some of us were just going with like a couple other people. I ended up sitting like by myself for some of it. The guy in front of me, he just like became friends with me, and then like the whole section was like friendly to me. Like pretty much every game I go to, I make friends. Shout out to Joey. I don't know his last name. I sat next to him last time. No, it was no. It was this random guy that I met, and it was his birthday the week after, and that was my birthday that I went to the game, or like the day after, and it was his birthday like a couple days later, and we hung out the whole game. Then he left, and the Islanders scored. Then he came back, and then he left again, and the Islanders scored again, and I told him he had to leave. But shout out Joey. He was so nice.
Get the fuck out. We gotta score. Leave.
I was like,
Exit the arena now. Go to the parking lot. Get on the A train and get the fuck out of Manhattan.
The first time he got up to go to the bathroom, and I said, like, the whole time we were down 2-0, and he was like, oh, like, just believe, like, we could come back. And I was like, no. And then he got up to go to the bathroom, and I was like, Joey, what if you miss it? What if they score? He was like, nah, they won't score. They scored. He did that twice, and then after he came back, I told him, I was like, Joey, I'm sorry, no offense, you're a really nice guy, but you gotta go. It's time to leave. It's time to go. Sorry. Anyways. Well, when are we gonna talk about, like, the crap that Dean was talking about? the controversy.
Which controversy?
Which
I don't
controversy?
know. The one that Dean brought up, that we had like the least amount of regulation wins, but we're still in the third.
Yeah, the point
well,
system.
Okay, all right. Here's my thing about that. Yes, he's not a little right, but I have my opinions on it. But I don't know. You guys did come back a lot, and I think you guys earned it.
Right. We won what, 6 straight, or we went like
Yeah, we won
You won
6
8-2
straight
in
losses.
our last 10 games.
Well, yeah, the last 10 games we went, I think 8-1-1.
Yeah, exactly.
You got I think 1 shutout. Or 2 or 1?
No, 1
No,
shutout
no.
against Nashville.
Varley,
That's impressive too.
big Var.
Nashville's on a fucking heater, and they actually scare me. But no, I don't know. I see why, because I don't know. What do you think?
Okay,
I have my own opinions on it, but I want to hear from you.
I'm gonna say my 2 cents about it because I just I've been watching this entire league my entire life. It's literally a part of me. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, I love this league like crazy. It's the same thing with the LTIR thing. They're not gonna change it because what if it happens to you? What if it happens to you?
Bang.
Like, literally, you think that Tampa fans were complaining when they won the Stanley Cup and they were $17 million over the cap? No. Were they
have a cup. You win a cup, I don't think they would give a shit if they were over it.
Exactly. And then, you look at Vegas, they're basically doing the same thing. You think that those Tampa fans are complaining now because it wasn't them? Probably.
With Vegas now being the most hated team in the league.
Well, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why they're hated, but
I mean, it's like I get the reason for the hate.
Like
But
when it comes to like the what's it called? When it comes to like the game thing, like I think that like hockey is this way first of all for a reason. There's certain and I feel like it depends on the situation. Like some games, like you don't deserve to win, and you end up getting the point because like you had a 4-0 lead, and then the team came back and outplayed you the rest of the game. The Islanders. And then you got pushed into overtime, and you still get a point. So like there's situations like that where like yeah, like it kind of sucks, but at the same time there's situations where you come back and you play like, or you're playing. It's like, what if it's like the Sharks versus like Vegas? Like if the Sharks are putting on like a show against Vegas and they push them to overtime, you know how unlikely that is. Like just let them have it. Like I don't think it's really that deep. Like I feel like it just depends on the situation, but
if it
it's
was
not really like
2016,
something's crazy
2014
unfair.
Sharks, if it was 2016, 2014 Sharks, they would probably give them for a run further.
Yep.
Because that's when the Sharks were good.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the
Sharks
ones now, like
But
this
That's
season
true.
Sharks.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
I'm
true.
saying like a really bad team is keeping up with like a great team for a whole game. Like the fact that they push them into overtime, they deserve a point on that. So like I think that it's fine. I don't think it's really that big of a deal.
I agree. And then, you know what? Yeah, if the NHL were to change their point system, a few years down the line, people are going to start complaining about it, saying, oh, yeah, why couldn't it be back to the old way? So, it's literally a double standard.
The
really
NHL is a
also-
double standard.
It's also like when people complain when there's 2 teams that have the same amount of points. Like I think it was the Rangers had the same amount of points, and everyone was like, "Why aren't the Rangers like first? They won the most games." That's not how it works. Like that's not how it works. Yes, you win the amount of games, but it's also about the points. Like that's not
Right.
Like, you could say the
Yes.
exact same thing about
So what I'm
Detroit.
hearing is Ranger fans are the problem.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying
I think
people
that's
just
what you
don't
said.
understand. Okay, but you get what I'm saying. Or wait, no, yeah. But it was just like people were just confused. It's like that's not. It's just that's not how it works. It's different. It's not just because you win the certain amount of games. It's the amount of points you get. But again,
Exactly. But
I
anyway,
could,
can we go ahead?
I could say that about any other team that's in that position.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the Rangers.
I was just fucking around.
I know. I'm kidding with you. All right. What else?
So now we should. Yeah. Do we want to jump right into previews now?
I'm down.
All right. So first series we should go over. I think that we should go over the Western Conference first.
Mm-hmm.
So first series on the list, we have the Vancouver Canucks against the Nashville Predators.
Nuts.
That's a new
That's-
one.
That's insane. That's gonna be insane. Oh my god! I hope they're in for a treat. Holy shit!
They are. They really are. Two great
Nuts and
teams. I mean, let's be honest. I don't know if a lot of us saw both of them doing as well as they did. Barry Trotz coming in Nashville, turning that team around from the get-go. We love Trotz.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know, but me personally, I didn't see the Canucks even making the playoffs this year. I got to give it to them.
They definitely were like a sleeper team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you got
the Red Pocket's done a great job over there in Vancouver.
unreal job.
Yeah, it is. And Pedersen's been going off. JT Miller's been going off. Brock Besser's been
JT
going
Miller carries my fantasy team. My king.
JT Miller.
Nope.
Oh no, what are you laughing at? He's the GOAT.
I know. But for me, holy shit! That's gonna be insane. I think this playoff. I keep saying this, and I always think this in my head. This playoff season is different for many reasons.
So
There's something about
well,
about this season is just different.
I want to touch on that really quick. You know, especially in the Eastern Conference, if those are literally redemption series for every single team.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have the Islanders going up against Carolina. That's redemption from last year in 2019. You got the Capitals going up against the Rangers. They have a lot of history. You also got Toronto against. Well, I'm gonna get to that, David. You got Toronto against Boston. Who doesn't want to see that series? Let's be honest. And finally in the Eastern Conference, you also got Tampa against the Florida Panthers.
And we all love the Toronto watch party.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, I love their reactions every single round, but that's just me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And we also got Steve Dangle to watch. So, Steve, we love you if you're watching.
Jack Edwards last season.
I mean, but anyway, going back to Nashville against Vancouver. Both these teams, literally, I think it's all going to come down to who wants it more, if I'm going to be honest.
Me.
Yep.
Put me out there. Put me in, coach.
I mean,
I think the Canucks have it. I think Nashville's good, but I think the Canucks have just been like. Well, Nashville's been kind of crazy too. I don't know.
I mean,
I take the Canucks.
They both seem like very streaky teams, but Vancouver would definitely have the edge in that aspect. And I think statistically they are the better team. I'm just gonna pull up the statistics here really quick, but you guys talk in the meantime.
What's the series y'all are most excited to see?
Islanders, Hurricanes.
My
team. I just want to watch my team play. Actually, not really. I don't like watching them play because they make me angry a lot. I hope the Rangers lose. I want to see Toronto lose too. Tampa, Florida. Well, they're both from Florida, but
who do you want in that series?
Which one?
Tampa, Florida.
Bro.
Pick your choice very wisely. Okay, good.
So really quickly, Vancouver and Nashville, the season series went 3-0 in the favor of the Vancouver Canucks. Points percentage, Nashville is 5th in the league. Vancouver is 5th in the league. Nashville is 11th, but honestly, it's the postseason. Points percentage don't mean jack. Goals for, Canucks have 3.41. They're 8th in the NHL compared to Nashville with 3.28. Goals against, Vancouver's on top with 2.7 compared to 3.02. Vancouver has the 10th ranked power play in the league and the 20th ranked penalty kill compared to Nashville being the 16th ranked power play and the 22nd best penalty kill in the league. So,
Yeah.
Vancouver, according to the stat sheet, has the advantage. But realistically, if you really look
But that could
closely at...
change too.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That could also change too.
But yeah, I mean...
stats are misleading. Like, not always, but it's just about which team plays better. Hockey's one of the most, like, anything
Unpredicted.
can happen sports.
Exactly.
Like, I think that in this one, though, like, I think Vancouver has the edge. I think Vancouver will win it. Maybe in, like, 5 or 6 games, but I think Vancouver will take it.
I mean, even if you look at these stats, like, they're very close together. They're not, like, very far apart. They're, like... They get...
Sorry.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
Fine.
They get about 3.5 goals per game, both teams, and they're up about 3 each game. So, I think it's going to be a close series. I could see it going 6 games, probably in the favor of the Canucks, but I definitely think Nashville will give them a running for their money.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this. This is my Western Conference upset right here. I've got the Nashville Predators taking down the Vancouver Canucks in 5 games. Very bold, but you know what? I Barry Trotz and Andrew Brunette, I think they outscore them. I think Soros is the better goaltender, and I think we got an upset on our hands round 1.
I mean,
Listen.
Hot take.
Listen, I kind of have to agree with it because we don't know what's going to happen. We really don't.
You don't know what's going to happen, but it is definitely the hot take here.
It is. But my take is I got to give it to the Canucks. I mean, they've been on a heater, and the only Hughes brother I like, Quinn Hughes, I feel like I hope he does well too, and I gotta give it to them. I love the Predators, but it's gonna be close. I think we'll see.
I mean, my X factor for the Predators is their defense, because if you've watched
That's
Andrew
true.
Brunette's teams in the past, very
Yes.
offensive. You look at the Devils from last year. You look at the Panthers from 22. Very offensive teams. I mean, even though Brunette wasn't the head coach of the Devils, but definitely their defense is going to be an X factor.
Yes.
So,
Which is why I could see Vancouver winning that.
yep.
Yeah.
But that's my upset.
They're gonna.
Now, moving on to the next series, we got the Colorado Avalanche against the Winnipeg Jets.
That's a good
That
one.
is tougher than the other one. I think.
I think it's... Wait, go ahead, Gabby.
I don't know. Honestly, Colorado always manages to push through every year. But this year, I don't know. It's maybe Colorado's first round exit this year.
Colorado was also a first-round exit last year.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Were they actually?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
lost
they
to
were.
Seattle
They
in like
lost,
7.
They lost to Seattle.
Oh yeah, they threw my bracket.
Oh, yeah, I remember you were complaining about that.
I gotta give it to the Jets.
Yes, I do too.
Uh,
It's been so inconsistent with them. It really has.
Absolutely.
do you guys think that we should use the stats, or do you think that we should just go off what we know?
I think go off what we know. We can
Okay.
use
Yeah.
stats.
We could do
Use
both.
stats,
But I feel like stats is to a point where it's like, I mean, yeah, they're cool, but do they really matter?
No, it's
true.
a Stanley Cup
You kind
playoff.
of just have to. I feel like it's more analyzing the play of each team than
Exactly.
like what they've done. Like you could look at the Islanders stats, and they're terrible. I mean, well, that's not a good example because they're not good. But like, you could look at their like wins losses, but most like the past like month has been what 8 wins, 6 losses, another 8 wins, another 6 losses. Like, what? Like,
It's inconsistent.
Yeah, I feel like stats can be a little like misleading.
So,
Yeah.
the thing with the Avalanche, they're coming off a very poor back end of, or very poor ending of the regular season. So, if they can pick it up, not look like the Philadelphia Eagles, then
And the Flyers.
Fly
they'll be
Eagles
okay.
fly.
I mean, my prediction I'd say is, I'd say it's going to be Colorado in about. I think that they're going to wake it. I think that they're going to wake up and beat the Jets in about 5 or 6. I don't think the Jets are as good as they seem, but that's just me personally.
That's fair.
You guys have any predictions?
I do.
All right, what's your prediction?
I'm going Avs in 7. I like what Ethan said just now, but I do think Winnipeg's going to give them a run for their money. Even Colorado's very poor.
Yeah, I got to give it to the Jets.
Yeah, agreed. I'd say 5, honestly, if that.
I'd say 5. Yeah, 5. Maybe 6 if
That's
it
what I'm
comes down to
thinking.
that.
I think maybe Colorado will come out strong.
I don't think 7. I don't think 7. I don't think it's going to get to that point.
I think max 6.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's just who's going to be the better team. That's literally who's going to want it.
Mm-hmm.
Will Hellebuck stand on his head, or will the Avs offense wake up and be on a heater? Who knows?
Right.
So next series, who do we want to go to first with the Eastern Conference? I think Jack looks like he's ready to talk about his Rangers, so we'll go with the Rangers Capitals.
I know
first.
I'm outnumbered in here, but just hear me out. All right. Rangers this season, I know I empathize this, and I know I'm in a call with a bunch of Islanders fans and a Panthers fan. I like your beard, David. It's nice. Well, for me, you're just. I don't see your eyes. So that's all I see. But anyway, back to it. The Rangers this year have gone beyond my expectations after last year's upset with the Devils, and you get the point. Okay, this is exactly what I meant. But the reason I think the Rangers are gonna win games, I think they're gonna win Game 6. Here's why. The Capitals are a formidable opponent. They're known for being dirty, as we did say earlier. Tom Wilson isn't easy to play with, and I've been to a few Capitals Rangers games. It's tough to watch. It is. I mean, we're talking low blows. I mean, I saw Mika get a blow right in front. Yeah, I did. He got low blowed by what's his face?
Yeah,
I forgot who.
I was about to say it sounded like you said something there, else there.
No.
Slipping on my
But
words.
no, I was with Dean at that game actually. We actually went to DC for that game. But yes, the Capitals are formidable, but I gotta give it to the Rangers. It's not even me being biased. That's just like look at what they've done. Look what they've accomplished. But that's just me.
Honestly, I give it to the Rangers too. Caps are just. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
I
go for it.
I just
think like the Caps are just like a bitch to play against. Like they're just like nagging. Like they're like a nagging team. Like
that's why no one wanted them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're just annoying. I always hated Tom Wilson. I think that he's one of the most annoying players to play against besides Marchand. Forever hate Brad Marchand. But I just think that Wilson's that whole team is just not a fun team to play against. They're dirty. It's just not the best way to start a playoff series, or I guess any playoff game. But I think the Rangers will take it because they are the better team. Sorry, I can't believe I just said that, but I do think the Rangers are the better team in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
I gotta predict myself.
I'd say either sweep or in 5.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm gonna disagree with you, Gabby.
How dare
No.
you? No, kidding. I don't care.
The thing that I want to well, I do think that the Rangers are going to win the series. I think it's going to it all depends on how the Rangers play 5-on-5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta add on to that. Ethan and I were talking about this yesterday. The Rangers are not a 5. They're not, and they got to work on that. And I think what I've been hearing, I think everything's looking good so far. We've seen the lineups. Everything looks good, but I just need to see them do 5-on-5 well, and I'll believe it. I mean, they're a solid power play team, but that's I think they've done really well in the power plays this season. But that's really what they have to work on, 5-on-5. But continue.
But yeah, 5-on-5 scoring. You win hockey games playing 5-on-5. Another thing that I see is comeback wins. If you have a lot of comeback wins, you look at Florida 2022. You look at previous teams. I had a list somewhere, but I can't find it. Those teams were like a second round team at most. Their regular season. If you can't get a lead and hold it for the entire game, you're going to be struggling. You are going to be struggling. This is the Stanley Cup playoffs. So it all depends. Will the Rangers turn on a playoff mode that we haven't seen all season, or will the Rangers continue playing their regular season style hockey? That is my X factor. But I think that the Rangers are going to take the series over Washington. I think it's going to be in about 5 or 6 games. But the next series, no matter who they play, the Islanders or the Hurricanes, it's going to be a very tough series for the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I also had a prediction myself.
And what would that be, David?
The Capitals.
No. This is giving me a lot of Boston, Florida vibes from last year, and I'm going to tell you why.
President's Trophy.
President's Trophy versus an 8 seed that backed their way in. One of the reasons, the Capitals and the Panthers both play a pretty dirty style of game. And
The Panthers play dirty?
Yeah, they do play dirty.
They do play dirty. They can play dirty. They can play dirty.
I feel like not the way the Caps do, though.
Lomberg.
Well, the Caps are different.
Lomberg, Nick Cousins, Matthew Tkachuk. That's a story for a different day. And a goalie that nobody's ever heard of, and Charlie Lindgren.
Oh, and that's another thing.
I think the Rangers are in trouble. I think the Rangers are in real trouble.
I don't think that they're in trouble this series. I think that they're too good to be in trouble this series.
And honestly, I gotta say something about the whole President's Cup thing. That's bullshit. It's bullshit.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
How is it
I think it is bullshit, but at the same time, like, you have...
David, the last team that won the Cup and won the President's Trophy was back in 2012.
13.
And look at them now. 2013. Look at them now.
Yeah, no, they're horrible. No,
they're horrible. They were something.
The President's Trophy curse is a real thing. That's what I was trying to get at.
No, it's not.
David, I'm going to say no, it's not. You know why? Because literally the teams that win the President's Trophy usually, that's a systematic error. They don't know how to play playoff hockey. But I promise you, there's going to be a team, maybe even this year, I hope I'm wrong, but I mean, I think I am going to be wrong. Sorry, Ranger fans, but I'm trying my best not to be biased. Although, Ranger fans, I do think you're going to get a cup in the next year or two. I just don't think it's going to be this year, as much as I hate to say that. Credit where it's due. The thing with the President's Trophy, you got to play playoff hockey. You can't be having constant comebacks. You can't suck at 5-on-5. You need to know how to win games, and you need to know how to win them right.
No, and I addressed this last night too. Or no, I think it was Tuesday night. I addressed this. Just because you have the President's Trophy doesn't mean the job's done. That doesn't mean just play regular season. I think that's what the problem was with the Bruins. They were too good during the regular season that they weren't prepared for playoffs.
Yep, and
I don't give a shit about the curse. The Bruins were up, and
3-1 against Florida.
3-1 against Florida. And you lost.
Seeded who shouldn't have gotten in. And they lost the series.
Who should have gotten in at all, but you still lost.
Yeah. And we all know what happened.
I don't believe in this curse. It's about systematically knowing if your team's going to be able to play in the playoff. And the Rangers are a playoff team. We've seen it before.
Well, yeah. The thing with the Capitals, right? They've been playing for in order to make the playoffs. What have the Capitals been doing?
To play playoff hockey.
They've been playing
playoff hockey.
Which is what the Panthers weren't doing in 2022. Which is exactly what the Bruins weren't doing last year. If you don't play playoff hockey all season long, what's going to happen? You're going to get too comfortable. You're going to think, okay, yeah, we have a great lead in the series. We got this. No, you don't. You don't got it until the buzzer goes off and you've won your 4th game in the series.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So, yeah, that is my X factor, and you just can't let the Caps be lucky. Because that's how they've won games. They've been lucky.
Look, the only thing I could say about this whole situation is that I feel like the Rangers have not fallen off in the past month or they haven't gotten closer. Last year, wait. Why am I bugging? Last year was the year that the Bruins broke 8 bajillion records, right?
It was 2022 when they went up against Tampa.
No.
Right?
No, 23.
Wait, last year?
Yes, that was last year. That was last year.
Wait, which one?
When they broke all the records.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Rangers doing stuff.
No.
When they went far. All right, yeah. No, yeah.
So the Bruins had this high, and then they fucked it. They fucked it in the fucking playoffs. I feel like.
Yeah, no, they were in cocaine. They were literally on cocaine.
Yeah, this year I feel like the Rangers have been a good team. I don't think they're anything super crazy, and they need to I don't want to say lower themselves for playoffs or get rid of the ego, because I don't think that they're that kind of team this year. I think that they understand what they need to do and who they're playing against. I don't think it's oh, we're playing against some shitters, we're gonna win this easy. I don't think that they're that kind of team compared to the Bruins last year.
And that's why I think the Rangers do win the series, but I think it's gonna be in 7 games.
It is gonna be 7 games, and I could agree with you. I think Lavi. Here's why. Lavi is definitely a good addition to the team. I think everyone doubted him, but I think it's just going to be a back and forth. It really will be.
That's fair. I think that
Maybe
the Rangers would take it in 5 or 6. I think it won't go past 6.
I don't think 6, actually. I think it's...
Yeah, I think it'll be 5 or 6. Maybe.
All right.
Yeah,
okay, next.
Yeah.
So, now I think that we should touch on the next big series. Should we go to the Metro, stay in the Metro, or should we go to the Atlantic?
Metro.
Oh, come on.
Do you want to do Atlantic?
We have to say the best for last.
Yeah, Atlantic. We'll do Atlantic.
All right, so the Atlantic Division. We'll go to David's series, the Florida Panthers. Well, the last series, the best series that I think is in this playoffs is the Toronto against Boston rematch. So we're going to be saving that one for last. So let's go over to David's Florida Panthers against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So you got...
I think David should go first.
Yeah, go ahead, David.
Yeah, I'm going to go first. All right. The Florida Panthers, defending Eastern Conference champions. People pegged us to miss the playoffs, and people were like, oh, Ottawa's better than you. Oh, Buffalo's better than you. Oh, Detroit is better than you. Who won the Atlantic Division?
Bro just turned into a cartoon.
Dude, he broke the sound barrier.
Yeah, dang right I did. I'm gonna do Andrew Imber's voice impression. Your Florida Panthers. Overall, it was a massive push. We struggled early on in the season. We struggled. The main turning point of this season came on December 23rd against the Vegas when we played Vegas. Beat them down, beat them bad. We sent them home. We sent them packing down bad. And from December on to about mid-March, we were the hottest team in the league. Nobody could stop us. We had wins over the Rangers. We had wins over the Hurricanes. We had wins over the – not the Hurricanes, actually. We had wins over the we had wins over the Rangers. We had wins over the Islanders. We had wins over the Penguins. Capitals.
Islanders beat you twice, sweetheart.
No, crap, I did. Okay. We had a lot of wins. Mid-March comes around. This team starts to slump. We also had the 9-2 win over the current team I'm about to talk about.
You gotta turn your volume up. I need more of this.
Yeah. We had the 9-2 win over Tampa. Insane day for Panthers fans. We still want 10, by the way. That's story for a different day, but anyways. Mid-March comes around. We have a massive comeback win against the Dallas Stars. The next game we play against Carolina, we lose 4-0. Against Tampa, the next game, we end up losing at home. We were down 4-0 in this series. Heartbroke me to death because I hate this team. I hate Tampa. I hate Tampa more than you ever know. I hope they never win another cup in their lives.
Tell them how you really feel, David.
Yeah, no, let me tell you. Y'all may hate each other. I don't think I hate anybody more than I hate Tampa. And I could say that and I have teams I hate, but I hate Tampa Bay Lightning more than you know. We then get on a very bad slump, and it's like, oh boy, are you kidding me? And you can back me up on this. How much was I freaking out when we had the 8-game slump?
You were really freaking out, but
yeah, I was pissed.
I was calling you an idiot. I still will call you an idiot because an 8-game slump right before the Stanley Cup playoffs, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. You were guaranteed a spot. You weren't guaranteed first in the Atlantic.
Yeah, no. I didn't even want first in the Atlantic. I just wanted a top 2 seed. I just wanted a top 2 seed. I did not want to
you weren't gonna get it.
The playoffs.
You weren't gonna get it. Bullshit, man. Bullshit.
Fine.
Come on, man.
Okay, but
you
anyways.
overthink the Florida Panthers more than anybody. You overthink them more than I overthink the Islanders. More than one of our other friends who I won't name.
Remember when What's-His-Face? Wait, David, I can't believe you said this last night. What's-His-Face being traded was the most insane trade of all.
He said that.
That is a great trade of all time.
No way,
Gretzky
man.
to the Kings. Gretzky to the Kings.
Yes, I know I did say that.
And Ethan even agrees with me on this.
Of course I do. Matthew Tkachuk, the greatest trade of all time? Man, you're tripping if you think that. I want to have what you're smoking if you think that's the greatest trade.
When is David not tripping? Is the real question here.
Hold on. Let's hear what he has to say though. Let's hear.
So David, what do you think is gonna happen in this series specifically? After your lovely recap of the Panthers' entire season, what does that mean for the series?
I think an X factor for Florida, our main X factor, is going to be how Bobrovsky plays.
That's fair.
So are you going to win or not? Are you winning or not?
Listen, I have 2 years of sports PTSD. You know what? I think we're finally getting over the hump. I think we're finally going to do it in 7.
So who's going to tell him?
Don't make him overthink more, Gabby. It's only gonna give me more pain.
Gabby, the fact that he said Gretzky wasn't the most insane trade.
Look,
Don't
man.
make him overthink. Let him have his confidence. Let him have it.
I had Tampa in 7. I did. I still think Tampa may win this series in 7.
Wait.
Come on.
So do you have Tampa or do you have Florida? Because you just said Florida in 7, but now you said Tampa in 7.
I said that last night.
He did say that last night.
Okay.
But I also know that revenge, Florida Panthers thing is redemption with RED.
Good game.
And the thing is we can come out, we can look very, very. Paul Maurice even said, "Do not worry. We got hot. We ended up winning our last 4. We blew out the Toronto Maple Leafs and prevented Matthews from getting 70. And we had 2 shutouts. Bobrovsky's been getting hotter. And Reinhart had 57 goals. I think it's a tough series. Tampa's gonna give us hell. It's one of the NHL's best rivalries. But this is Paul Maurice's first time playing against Tampa in the playoffs. This is not Andrew Brunette. This is not Joe Quenneville. This is not Jonathan Huberdeau. This is Paul Maurice and Matthew Tkachuk and Sam Reinhart.
And Ice Spice.
Yes,
and Kodak Black. We could have
Kodak Black.
Stars.
Kodak Black, Florida Panthers
right.
MVP.
Look, let me just lay it out for you here. I mean, if anybody else wants to go first, you can.
I'll go first.
Okay,
You want me to go first?
No, go ahead. You go first.
Listen, as much as I hate Tampa and of the passion,
No, that's how I feel. I still think Tampa's winning in 7, unfortunately.
no, I want to give it to Florida so badly, but I gotta give it to Tampa.
They're not. Yeah, Florida's not getting out of the first round, unfortunately. I just cannot see us until I see. It's like.
I mean, I feel like I'm eating my word, but like, I don't know.
We'll eat my words too. Let's eat our words together.
Yeah, Gabby, that sounded wrong. Continue.
Look, man, I hate to break your heart here, but you guys are getting fucked. Honestly,
I know. I know.
Tampa, I hate Tampa, but Tampa's winning it. Like, you gotta just face the truth.
And Tampa's probably going to end up winning the Eastern Conference again.
Hell no, I don't think that. I think that the Rangers can beat them. I think Carolina can beat them.
We can beat them.
Can we beat them? Sure. Will we make it that far? No. But that's okay. Tampa will be gone. I don't think Tampa will win these.
I agree with Gabby. I don't think that Tampa's going to win the East. I think that they're significantly weaker than they have been. I mean, do I think that they're as weak as they were last year? I think that they're close to it, but I think that they took a step up this year. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be an easy series for Florida, and it's not going to be an easy series for Tampa. Literally, just like the Nashville and Vancouver series, my X factor is who wants it more? Do the Panthers really want to go back to the Stanley Cup final? Do they really want to go far in these playoffs? If they do, they're going to play their hearts out. Does Tampa want to go back to the Stanley Cup final or, revenge themselves from last season? Or avenge, I think that's the right word.
Yep.
Avenge.
All right.
They need to get over that hump, and they need to prove themselves. So literally, like I said, who wants it more is going to win the series. So I mean, personally, I think Florida's going to take it in 7. I don't see this game going 6. I don't see this game going. The series going 5. I don't see it going 4. I see it only going 7. It's going to be a hell of a war, and it's going to be a very fun series to watch.
I hope he's right. I want to get over the hump so bad. It's a scary thought playing this team.
Who wants it?
I want the cup more than you know.
You should get out there, buddy.
Bro, I've been wanting the cup for 22 years and I still haven't gotten it.
Hey, look, there's the Florida Panthers mascot. Everybody say hi.
I hate cats. Fuck cats.
Oh, kitty.
Okay,
Alright.
it's kind of cute.
Anyway, now we gotta go on to my series and Gabby's series, the Islanders versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Who saw this
Oh,
one
sorry
come
guys.
up?
Gotta go. Gotta head out. Goodbye.
Never mind.
Okay.
Who,
Just kidding. Kidding.
who
Oh,
saw
I
this
actually-
matchup coming up?
I don't think a lot of people did.
I mean, I didn't at the beginning of the season.
If I showed you guys the text messages between my grandpa, my uncle, and I, you guys would laugh because, well, my grandpa is a hardcore believer and he always thought we were making the playoffs. Don't know what's wrong with him. But my uncle and I, we basically every other day we switch between we suck and we're making the playoffs. Most of the time, actually, I think it was we suck, but I did not see this coming. Not gonna lie to you. Last month, when we started winning, it was really cool, and then we started losing, and that was really not cool. And that is where I lost like actual hope. I was like, all right, we're just gonna barely miss it, but it's okay because maybe we'll fire Lou. You know, we'll make some moves, do anything else but what we've been doing that continues to not work. But
Right.
So the thing that I
We're here
want
now.
to focus on this with the Islanders. The coaching change, going from Lane Lambert, his very, very, very poor style of hockey, to this now absolute juggernaut of a system that Patrick Waugh has the Islanders taken. I mean, they're still learning. Like, I mean, I don't think that the Islanders are 100% there yet. I don't think that they're playing to their 100% potential. But what I think is the Islanders have picked it up. They're learning his system, and they're good at it. If the Islanders play by Lane Lambert's system, okay, yeah, we're just going to dump the puck out of the zone. We're going to turn the puck over. Let them come up ice and, you know, just whatever happens, happens. The Islanders are going to get absolutely creamed in this series. If the Islanders play the way that Patrick Waugh has been teaching them, okay, if we want to get the puck out of our zone, we got to take it out. We can't just throw it out and let them waltz right in the zone with it.
No, you're right.
Like, that's the big thing with the Islanders. Too many turnovers. I'd count each game under Lambert. There would be like 15 to 16 turnovers. And a lot of them
bothered me.
Oh yeah. It's bothered me too. And do you remember last season with Barzal, that one game? He had like
Look,
so many
that was
turnovers.
where I was going with that.
Yeah.
You are like the biggest Matt Barzell hater known to me. Do I think Matt Barzell is like some like
Alright.
ringer? No. But he has a lot of takeaways as much as he has like giveaways. I
But,
think
okay,
that's
okay.
proper.
Here's the thing with Matt Barzal. This season I love him. Last season not so much because I just don't think Lane Lambert was
You
letting
just
him
gotta
play.
let him cook. Let him cook.
I think Patrick Waugh's definitely let him cook. He seems
Agreed.
a lot happier
He's
under
cooking.
Waugh. And, you know, I mean, I think that the Islanders can make some noise.
Right.
Bo Horvat, Kyle Palmieri, Brock Nelson. First time since 1993-94 that the Islanders have 330 goal scorers. For the first time since I think it was 2017 or 18, the Islanders have six. I think it's six. I gotta check, but I know it's either 5 or 6 skaters with over 20 goals. This team, it's an actual team. They're not relying on a set of players like Bo Horvat, Barzal, Brock Nelson. This is a team. They have depth scorers. They're coming through. Their defense is coming through. Like, look at Mike Riley. What a pickup by Lou. Get him signed. Pronto. Yeah. I think that they absolutely turned it around this season, and I can't wait to see what they do in the playoffs.
I don't know about turned it around. I think we're moving in the right direction. I think that we need to move in the direction of youth. We're getting
agree.
older, not younger. And I think
agree.
we need to go the opposite way, and then we'll be a good contender. For the series itself, I think we win a game, maybe two, but I don't think we win the series.
I mean, I think that there's a chance that we could win the series because, I think that we're going to win it? Probably not. Carolina's an absolute juggernaut, and I'll get in those X factors in just a minute here. But, the Islanders, if they play the way they've been playing down the stretch, they have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
They have a chance. But, Carolina, I think they have 7 expiring contracts. Something along that number.
Aren't they screwed next season too?
Yes.
Yeah, Jake Gensel's gone. And I gotta pull up their sheet, but I know Martinook is also gone. Not that he's that big on the team. But yeah, they got everything to lose. The Islanders got nothing to lose.
Yeah. Dude, shit. You lose. I mean, let's be honest. Gunzel hasn't been special on that team, really.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I haven't seen anything that's made him stand out. I think he was definitely something on the Penguins, but I haven't seen anything so far that's made him stand out.
Agree.
So according to this, there are some ELCs. I mean, some guys on ELCs and RFAs, so they will probably re-sign with the team. Teuvo Teravainen, Jake Gensel, Marty Necas, Martinook, as I said before, Seth Jarvis, Stefan Nason, Jalen Chatfield, and even though he's not playing right now, Antti Ranta.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of guys.
Yes.
So
I remember last playoff series, Necas made me so mad. I hated
Yeah, I
him.
remember that. When
He's just like a pest.
I forget who it was who he punched on the bench.
Yeah.
But yeah. He's a pest. I'm not a fan of Jarvis. He's also a pest. Well, I mean, I'm a fan of their game. I'm just not a fan when I'm watching them play my team.
Mm.
But yeah. So
Right.
I mean, my my prediction for the series is going to be Carolina in either 6 or 7. It depends on what Islanders we get. I think the Islanders definitely have a chance to win the series. Do I think they will? Probably not. But at the same time, as a good fan and as a team, and as a person who always believes I'm in my team no matter what I say, even when we lose games and I'm like, okay, yeah, just blow it up.
Yeah.
Right.
I still believe. Got to be a good fan. I think the Islanders
If they want to win, they have to win the first game or two at least. They cannot. There's no way. If they lose the first 2 games, they're not coming back. I don't believe that.
I could say the same thing about Florida and Tampa. If Florida loses game 1, it's wraps.
Game 1?
Game 1
Yes.
is crazy. I was talking about the first couple of games.
No. Game. Yeah. Yeah, but here's the thing.
Okay, let me talk. The thing with the Panthers is they need a win in Tampa. The thing with the Islanders is they need a win in Carolina. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can win in Tampa. We can win in Tampa. The issue is starting out.
No, you're right.
Yeah. And I have a prediction for the series, and I'm ready to throw a curveball.
All right.
For ours,
Yes.
throw it.
Islanders are upsetting them in 6.
Whoa.
In 6,
That's
Yes.
that is
Yes.
That is a bold prediction. That is a bold prediction. I think that might be the boldest prediction of the podcast today.
This guy has the hottest fucking takes.
And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You better be too, Gabby.
Oh, I'm here for it. I am so here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me laugh. Get entertainment. Wild. You like I don't know. Like we're not winning the series. Not in 6 is insanity. Do you put that did you make a bracket yet?
No.
Okay, if you were to make a bracket, is that what you would put in your bracket?
Potentially.
Where are you from? Sorry, this is so random. You're from Florida?
Yeah.
You sound so southern.
I live in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
He's got the twang a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, you guys, Gabby and Jack, do you have your predictions?
Gabby, you want to go first?
I just think we're gonna lose in 5 or 6.
My opinion, I think the Islanders are gonna go. They have to win game 1 or 2.
Yes.
Agreed.
They have to win those. If they don't win those, they're fucked.
So bad.
And I think that's what their goal should be. I think not about moving into the next series, but because I don't think that's their biggest worry right now. I think their main goal should be winning those 2 games.
Well, their main goal should be focusing on game 1, winning game 1,
Yes,
focusing
game
on
1
that
as well.
first goal.
Yes. No, that's what I'm saying. Win game 1 and you'll be fine.
Yep.
Game 2, get that in. And then all.
So you think we're losing though? What's the prediction?
When you put it like this, you're going up against a team that is a very stacked team. Almost won the trophy. Almost won the division. And they're not gonna let this. They're not gonna let it go. They're not gonna. The Hurricanes are not a team to put
No.
They're not just gonna let this slide. I mean, they made it pretty far last, and they're not just gonna let it go. I gotta give it to the Hurricanes.
Fair. I agree.
How many games?
Next. And then
last but not least, we have Toronto against Boston.
Yes.
Definitely the best series, in my opinion, this entire Stanley Cup playoff.
I think whenever anything involving in the playoffs is hilarious.
Oh yeah, it 100% is.
Agreed.
Because the fucking Plaza watch party is probably the best thing. I whenever I watch it, because every single goddamn year it's just like, we're gonna win the cup, and then let's tune in the watch party. No one's there. But to my prediction, I can't believe I'm saying this. Toronto's the type of team to surprise you, and no one thought they were gonna do it last year. And look at the Bruins right now. They're not exactly on a good winning streak either. They lost to the Senators.
All off.
And if they do it again, they leaves. I think Bears. I think they would need to reevaluate. So I gotta give it to the Leafs. I just think there's gonna be that one insane part of the playoffs. Again, I'm gonna say this playoff is again, like I said, this playoff is different. These playoffs are different. This entire season has been different for every single team. But I gotta give it to them.
Yup, now, the thing that I'm going to be focusing... Well, geez, I keep saying that exact same phrase. Now, what I'm going to be focusing on is, Is it going to be more heartbreak for Toronto? Or is it going to be... Finally we beat Boston. We've been wanting this for years. Are they going to have that type of emotion when they play? Or are they going to be... Okay, yeah, let's go. We got this. We have Austin Matthews, 69 goal scorer. Funny number, but Like, come on. What does Toronto want? Do they just want to be the clown of the NHL, the Cowboys of the NHL, and just
They are.
lose over and over again in such heartbreaking fashion? Or are they going to get that, are they going to get their head out of their ass and start, start wanting it? Like, it's about time that Toronto wants it. Because, I mean, it seemed like they wanted it against Tampa last year, but when they played Florida, it just wasn't there. They were like, oh, yeah, we got this now. Florida, they're a wild card team. We want Florida. You want Florida? Then beat them.
Yeah, you want Florida. Yeah, you want Florida, then come and beat us.
You want any team. This goes for any team in the NHL. If you want a certain team, you have to beat them. The only teams that I want my team to play, the Islanders, is a team that I think or know that they can beat.
Nobody.
But that's my opinion. So.
I personally think that David should go next.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Man, it hates
Well,
both these teams.
Well, we all know what's happening. Toronto will never get out of the first round anytime they play Boston. Boston owns them. Boston is looking for revenge after getting eliminated. And Jack Edwards gets sent off by screaming Pasternak scores in a vibrant energy like in 2013 when he screamed Bergeron
For the
scores.
series!
And
And the Bruins win the Stanley Cup! Continue.
Come on, David, say it.
Boston in 7.
I agree with that. I think it's Boston 7. I didn't even say my prediction.
In 7.
I kind of have to, like, it's, like, making me think. Because it's, like...
Well, you said Toronto.
I know, because it's, like, think about it. Toronto is an unpredictable team. Are you caught? No. They're so unpredictable. I think every single team in this league this year has been so unpredictable. Funny.
Yeah.
So you think Toronto's winning in what and how many?
I gotta go 7. I'm not saying they're gonna sweep. I'm saying they could win. The Bruins are not gonna make it easy. But I'm saying something could. Austin Matthews has to win a cup at some point. I don't think it's gonna be this year though.
You could say the same thing for McDavid.
Yeah.
All right, McDavid's another story. McDavid is with a team that doesn't know where the point in the fucking toilet bowl. They really don't. They're good at one point and they're good at another point. Like, make up your goddamn mind.
Yeah, Boston in 6.
That's fair.
Boston in 6 or 7. This is one of the, like, yeah. David's hot takes are a little bit hotter. This is like an okay hot take. Like, this is definitely feasible. I could see them winning in 7, maybe. But I just think Boston will take it. And I hope my uncle never sees this because he's a Boston fan. And he'll clip it and save it forever.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that Boston is that team to just annoy the shit out of you. And just, like, I think that they'll beat Toronto. I think that they could beat any team. And I think that they won't have really any trouble. Maybe if they play, like, the Jets or something, like, all the way at the end, they'll lose. But I think they could go all the way easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to ask me who my Stanley Cup winner is this year, I think it's Boston.
Why is that?
Why do I think it's Boston?
Oops, he's mad you didn't say the Rangers.
No, I'm just wondering. That's
Why is that?
The reason
I'm just
why
wondering.
the reason why is because I think this year they're gonna be hungrier than ever.
I'm hungry.
Especially after, me too, but especially after the the disappointment they had last year. I think it's going to be a pleasing series for the Bruins fans. I really do. I think it's going to be a pleasing playoff for them. And,
I can see the Bruins going all the way. I don't know about winning, but going far for sure. I don't think they'll be first round exits.
I don't think
I
they're
also see the Bruins going very far.
I don't see first round exits. I just don't see them win.
Yeah, same. I don't see them winning.
But
I don't see first round exit either.
I don't know.
Well, you said Toronto in 7. That would be first round, sir.
But again, we don't know what's going to happen.
Okay, but here's my other point with the Bruins and why I think that they're going to be champions is because this is Jim Montgomery's locker room now. Before, from what Bruins fans tell me, I got a bunch of friends who are Bruins fans over here at college, but they say to me all the time that we think that we're a lot more confident going into this playoff than last year's playoff, and I think I agree with them. This is Jim Montgomery's locker room. It's not Bergeron's locker room anymore. I think that was a big factor of it. So that is why I have Boston. And I think I think that they have depth, a lot of depth. So
again, but you could say that about any team, though. That's the thing. I mean, you could say that we literally all thought the Flyers were going to play playoffs.
Well, who is we? Fuck the Flyers. I've been calling the choke since the very beginning.
Are you a Penguins? Oh, I thought you were a Penguins fan. Well, because I've seen you wear Penguins jerseys in my defense.
Wait, that was one time because my school gave us free Pens tickets because the Penguins suck. Duh.
Hey guys, I gotta get off here. My phone's about to die.
All right, David. Well, yeah, I think
Good to see you guys.
My guy doesn't know what a charger is.
I think that
my charger's downstairs.
I think that this is a good time to stop the podcast anyway.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts to wrap it up?
No, I think
Islanders. Oh, bye, David.
There you go.
Yep, let's go Islanders. Jack,
let's go Rangers.
Okay.
Fuck the Rangers.
I'll say it for David. Let's go Panthers. And thank you for listening to the Tri-State Sit Down podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yep.
Gabby, thanks for coming. Thanks for being on.
No problem. Maybe I'll come back.
Maybe. Yeah, I think that's all we have.
All right. Thanks for listening to episode 1. Stay tuned for episode 2.
Thanks for listening, guys.
When we'll get another episode in probably sometime next week, so keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
See you.